Hey guys, welcome to another video. Thank you for joining me. Today we're touring this beautiful place in Germany. I'm traveling with two good friends from the Tesla community. So before we jumping into the video, we are going to see the drive up to this place, a stop at the charging very close, and then of course we're gonna come here. Optimus here with me, Grok is going to narrate. We are going to explore the castle. We're going to see the exterior, the interior, and then the cellars and the balcony. Just beautiful location. Thank you for joining, and let's explore together.
Captain Eli woke up to another morning in the Black Forest, with little Optimus already sitting in the passenger seat, ready to go. After a quiet night, they got back on the road together with Alexander and Case. The drive from Allerheiligen was peaceful, with the car winding gently through the dense forests and narrow roads of the Black Forest. As they continued, the landscape gradually opened up, and they began approaching a small town nestled in the valley. The town of Oppenau appeared ahead, with its traditional houses and calm streets surrounded by the green hills of the Black Forest. It had that quiet, local feeling, the kind of place where life moves at a slower pace, and you can still see the old Black Forest charm in the buildings and the way the town sits between the mountains and the forest. After passing through the town, they eventually joined the Autobahn. Captain Eli merged onto the highway, where there was no speed limit, and the car picked up pace as they continued north. A little later, they stopped for a charging session and a quick meal at McDonald's before getting back on the road and continuing their journey.
Thank you, Grok. So the drive was beautiful. I love the forest. I love the Black Forest, and I really like the small town that we saw along the way. Now let's go back to the cathedral. Let's see what it's all about. And yeah, I'm excited. Let's see it.
After leaving McDonald's, Captain Eli continued driving with Alexander and Case. The road climbed higher, offering beautiful views of Hohenzollern Castle sitting proudly on the hill above them. They followed the winding road until they reached the parking area. I'll hand the microphone over to Eli now, and I'll be back shortly to tell you more about the castle.
Thank you, Grok. So yeah, the drive was beautiful. Beautiful little town, beautiful drive, of course. And we just started to see the castle. Now we are in the parking lot of the castle, and we're gonna go and check it out. Shh, don't interrupt. So now we're gonna go and check it out. There's a bus waiting for us. We're gonna take the bus, go up the mountain, see the castle, and let's go back to the castle.
After parking the car, Captain Eli, Alexander, and Case began walking up the long path toward the castle. The road climbed steadily uphill, surrounded by trees and old stone walls on both sides. It was a proper ascent, not too steep, but long enough to feel like you were truly entering the castle grounds. As they walked, the scale of the place became clearer. Tall defensive walls rose on their left, and every few dozen meters there was another gate or fortified section. The path was wide and well maintained, with trees providing some shade from the sun. From time to time the view opened up, revealing the green hills and forests stretching out below. The higher they climbed, the more impressive the castle appeared above them. Its towers and walls grew larger with every step, and the feeling of approaching something significant became stronger. They passed through a few more gates, each one marking another layer of the castle's defenses from centuries ago. The walk itself was calm and quiet, with only the sound of their footsteps and occasional birds in the trees. After several minutes of steady climbing, they finally reached the large main entrance that leads directly into the inner courtyard. After passing through the main gate, Captain Eli, Alexander, and Case stepped into the large inner courtyard of Hohenzollern Castle. This impressive fortress is the ancestral seat of the House of Hohenzollern, one of the most powerful and influential families in German history. The current castle was built in the 19th century in a romantic neo-Gothic style, standing on the site of much older medieval fortifications that once guarded this strategic hill. Optimus looked around the courtyard and said, "All right, Eli, we climbed all the way up here. Now can we please go find that statue? I want to hear what he has to say."
I know he has a wand, but that's not Harry Potter. It's somebody else. What's going on with you? Excuse me. Optimus here wants to know who you are. Can you please tell us?
No, I am not Harry Potter. I have been standing on this pedestal since 1865, and unlike him, I never got a letter from Hogwarts.
Cool, thank you. I told you that's not Harry Potter. Let's go inside, and Grok will tell him what we're going to see inside.
After entering the main building, Captain Eli, Alexander, and Case began exploring the interior of Hohenzollern Castle. Although the castle looks medieval from the outside, most of what stands today was built in the mid-19th century by King Friedrich Wilhelm IV of Prussia. He wanted to create a grand monument to the history of his family, the House of Hohenzollern. Inside, the castle functions largely as a museum. Visitors walk through a series of rooms filled with Prussian royal artifacts, weapons, armor, and historical paintings. One of the most important collections housed here is the Prussian crown jewels, including crowns, scepters, and royal insignia that once belonged to the kings and emperors of Prussia and later the German Empire. The rooms themselves are richly decorated in a romantic neo-Gothic style, with high ceilings, detailed woodwork, and large windows that offer views over the surrounding countryside. The ancestral hall displays portraits and statues of important members of the Hohenzollern family across many centuries, showing how this dynasty shaped German and European history for hundreds of years. Despite being a relatively modern reconstruction, the castle still holds a strong sense of history and power. It was never destroyed in war, and it remains one of the few places where you can see such a complete collection of Prussian royal heritage in its original setting.
All right, let's go and check the cellars. Yeah, the phone can live. You can stay here. I don't care. If somebody can just, if you're stealing my phone, just do some good with it. Good, thank you. I'm too tall, yeah, I know. You don't have this problem. Like you need to squeeze in. Yeah, I mean, look. I can stand. No, I can't. Oh.
After coming back up from the lower levels, Captain Eli, Alexander, and Case stepped outside into the bright daylight and walked along the outer terraces and lower courtyard of Hohenzollern Castle. This area offers some of the most beautiful panoramic views in the region, overlooking the rolling hills and forests of the Swabian countryside. What makes this part especially impressive is the row of large bronze statues lined up along the wall. These are statues of the Prussian kings, members of the House of Hohenzollern who once ruled over Prussia and later the German Empire. The figures stand tall and dignified, silently watching over the landscape, each one representing a different chapter in the family's long and powerful history. The combination of the dramatic castle architecture, the open views, and these historic bronze figures creates a truly majestic atmosphere.
Well, the castle was beautiful, but it's time to go home. Let's go back to the car.